Welcome, race fans, to round one of the IMSC, the International Manufacturer Spec Challenge. You can see here we're driving the GT3 AMG Mercedes, and we're at Donington Park in the United Kingdom at noon. We've got clear weather ahead of us. You can see the track is 12 turns, the length is 2.49 miles, and the track was actually established in 1931 and then reopened in 1977. So it's got a lot of history at this track. Typical weather patterns are rain, drizzle, fog, stuff like that. But today it's going to be clear skies as we jump into the race right now. So this is race number 2. The first race was in the touring cars, and we're off right now. So let's go on board with... we'll watch the opening guys come down. And let's get on board with Bandit here. And trade over to... You see Bandit and Speedy going side by side through that corner. Very hard to do. Let's go on the chase cam here so we can see it a little bit better. And let's put on the map so we can see that. Alright, and we can take away this. Alright, here comes Speedy up on the other side with Bandit going wide, and Speedy takes the place from him on the inside right there. Bandit tries to fight back but has nowhere to go on the apex right there. So it's line astern still. So we've got Irving 104 in the front there. I think we've got Rooster in second, Speedy in third, Bandit in fourth, Yankees fan in fifth, Black Ghost in sixth, Dieterman in seventh, and Corporal Cole, or Cole just Cole. Oh, we got Bandit on board as a spin right now. Actually out of that chicane. Very easy to do in this car. So, and now he goes down to last place. I think he just got a little bit wide there, tried to get on the power, and the car did not respond favorably like he wanted to. Let's head up on board to the front of the grid here, because it looks like we got a great battle between 1 and 2. Irving there in front in the looks like mint green and black AMG, and Rooster here. And it looks like third is right behind too, with Speedy Jab, myself right behind. So a little bit wide missing that apex, but it's fine. You can actually get on the power okay there. Coming down the twisty, snaky downhill section of Donington Park. You can see this is an old world circuit. We've got lots of green on either side. Ooh, a little bit wide there from Rooster as he tries to carry that speed, and I'm surprised that that car has not spun yet. Let's see where Speedy is. There he is right there, coming into the shot. Has to take a narrow line, and Rooster looks for the cutback. Ooh, he does get the cutback. Ooh, a little bit of contact, and Speedy is off. Hang on, let's go back and see that. Okay, good. There was not too much damage there. Looks like he lost a little bit of ground, but nothing major. Obviously not intentional, just two cars trying to take up the same bit of track there. So no harm, no foul. Let's keep going. So now let's see, we've got... looks like Bandit is about 20 seconds off of the lead now in 8th place after, I think he was in 3rd place when he spun out. So he's got some work to do here. So let's go on board with our leader. Let's see what he's doing and what he's seeing. He's got nothing but clear track. Perfect bluebird skies in front of him. And he goes into the corner here. Oh, and he loses it on the... Oh, dang. Right when I get on board with him too. Spins to the inside. Looks like Rooster, Speedy avoids the signs, because you can get damage from those. And who's that in 3rd place going by? That's Yankees fan now going by. So he loses a bunch. Goes from 1st place to 4th place with that unfortunate spin. Thankful that he did not contact any of those signs or any of the barriers and get any damage. So again, lost a little bit of time, but could have been so much worse. The battle for 1st and 2nd is really heating up there. That's probably the closest battle on track right now, as we can see him in front there. And it looks like 1st place. Rooster just went a little bit wide there. Let's see if Speedy can capitalize on that. Let's go on board. Let's get some airtime for some of the guys down here. Oh, actually we joined with Black Ghost off the track right here. So it looks like he had a little spin coming out of that fast right-hander coming down the hill. Really loads up the car and really easy to spin. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to him. Let's go up, let's go down. So we've got Bandit here in 8th place. You can see he doesn't really see very much. He's got Black Ghost now in front of him though, so that's probably going to spur him on a little bit. Again, we're on board with the Hot Wheels Black Ghost right here, coming around the last part of the sector here. And then we've got Cole Cole right here, coming through the chicane. Very difficult to do there. Diedelman here in 5th place. And then looks like we had a spin right there. Looks like Rooster actually just spun out, and I think he was in the lead too. So Rooster spun out of the lead, goes really wide. Tires are probably just a little bit dirty, so trying to give some extra room. Knows that Diedelman is there, and gets sucked on the grass here too. So Rooster maintains position, thankfully for that one, but does spin out of first. It looks like first place is cursed. We've had a couple spins. Oh, and actually looks like we have a spin for Diedelman in the background right there. Again, coming into T1, and it looks like Cole is going to come up to the back of him. It looks like here it's going to board Cole. See what he sees. Wow. I mean, we knew through practice, something like that this track is very difficult, very narrow, and jumping from the touring cars, totally different drive style. Front wheel drive AMG A45 we drove. Which I'm sorry, I could not get coverage of that one because the media failed. So I couldn't get that, so I apologize. We'll try to get that next week, round 2 of the BMWs. But anyway, going from the TC car back to the GT3 car, they're totally different driving styles. So this is the challenge of this series. The International Manufacturer Spec Series challenges drivers by switching them from touring cars into GT3 cars every round. Race 1 is TC, race 2 is GT3. So unfortunately, you spend half an hour and more in practice getting used to the touring car, and then you get into the GT3 right after, literally 5 minutes after the race, and then that's the challenge. Who can adapt the quickest? Same track. Looks like we got a big lead actually now. For Speedy in first place over Yankees fan now in second place. So let's go through the order again here. Let's start at the front here. And actually I want to go to more cinematic game cameras for you guys. Let's go to the all button here. So that way I'll switch between a couple different things. So we're on board with Speedy J right now, coming through that right-hander down the hill, finishing sector 1. Coming through the left-hander here, another left-hander here, and then the hard braking, or not really hard, but kind of medium braking zone. Turn it in, really line up that exit, and try to get on the power as soon as possible. Could get a really good battle behind, so let's go on board with that one. Let's look for Irving 104 right now, looking at Yankees fan right in front of him in that black and like sky blue colored, aqua colored, I think it's Project Cars 2 livery for that car. Coming into the chicane, really difficult to get this right. We saw a couple spins here already, so looks like he does it fine. Nice wide shot, so we can see the cars in the background snaking and twisting their way through this section of the track. Through the second to last hairpin, there's 2 hairpins right in a row. You can see right here, they're really difficult. The car seems to want to get away from you every time on those hairpins. Irving putting a lot of pressure on Yankees fan right now, really showing him that he's there. Here's a great view coming down the front straight here, with Irving applying the pressure. We've got a couple battles behind, looks like, that are getting closer, possibly with some of the drivers working themselves back through the field. But right now, this is our most important battle right now, with Irving 104 trying to pass Yankees fan, over to Yankees fan, in the car right ahead. A little wide on that apex, not too bad. Both on the brakes, about the right time. Yankees fan a little bit wide, maybe lifted, and you can see see how much ground that gave Irving. And he's now right on the back of him, but really, I mean, this is a non-passing zone right here unless he makes a mistake. So it's hard to line that up. Nice on the power, nice and early. And you can see that this is probably slowing them down a little bit. So who's that in fourth again? That's Rooster coming back through the field too. So we knew Rooster was fast. Obviously up there mixing it in the lead for a while. So we think he's going to come through. Especially with these guys dicing with each other, slowing each other down. Through the chicane once again. Yankees fan, Yankees fan loses it right on the exit, and there you go. There's a spin for Yankees fan. So he now drops down, looks like to 4th place at least. Yeah, he's got a pretty big gap between himself and Diedelman, so I don't think Diedelman's going to come up. I've got somebody in the pits. Is that Cole? Cole is in the pits, which I don't see him on the list on the left there, so it looks like his day is done. I'm not sure if he had... Irving gets a little hook there and almost goes into the pits themselves, which I have done, by the way, in practice. I have done that. So it's common. It happens. You get on the power too early and the car just loses it. You try to overcorrect, but in the pit lane is right there. So in a race, the only problem is you're coming at such a speed that the pit lane limiter line is right there, pit lane speed limiter. So you actually get a penalty, usually 10 seconds, hopefully, if not more, on your race. So you got to be careful of that. So let's go on board with Yankees fan now and see where he's at. He's kind of in the middle between Black Ghost and Rooster. Doesn't really see Rooster ahead of him, unfortunately, and doesn't see Black Ghost behind. So he's kind of just off in his own little race. So what his chore is right now is to really just put his head down, forget about the spin. Try not, to do the same mistake, obviously, in that same corner, but try to learn from it. And it's easier said than done because you become slightly timid when you do have a spin like that, because you kind of start second guessing, or you're trying to analyze what you did, so you start second guessing your inputs, and it's hard. Like right here, let's see how he does. You can hear the car a little bit timid on gas. Now he's full boot on it. But it's such an easy thing to do, especially at this track with a lot of direction changes, especially in this last sector. This is where you can lose and gain a lot of time. Okay, let's look on map and see. Looks everybody's pretty spread out right now. So again, let's just go through the field. Let's go on board with. Let's take a lap with Black Ghost here as he comes through the chicane. Now let's go through a little bit of the driver information here. You guys have heard it before, but let's go through a little stuff to kind of update you on these drivers. So ORC Black Ghost, obviously you can tell by the title, he is an ORC admin, one of the creators and founders of the online racing collective, which is what you're watching now. And we developed league racing for Forza Motorsport 7, Project Cars 2, some GT Sports, as well as ACC, or Assetto Corsa Competizione. So speaking of that last thing, Black Ghost has really dove in lately to ACC on PS4. So he's actually involved in a league right now. I think it's Dub Racing, if I'm correct, Ghost. You can correct me if that's wrong. But he's been doing a really good job, playing in that league and getting some more exposure for ORC, as well as racing with a really good group of guys over there on a different platform. This is Xbox One, obviously here, but done a really good job of that. He was really enjoying the game, and I actually have to give him some props because going from ACC to Project Cars 2 within a day, within the same day sometimes he'll do, is really tough. Both the games are simulators, so both the games have a slightly different take on how they do their braking, how they do the turn-in, how they do their car setup. I mean, everything. Graphics, are somewhat similar. ACC is a little bit better. It's on a little bit better. Obviously it's a new game. It's only been out a couple of years now, whereas Project Cars 2 came out in 2017. We're just waiting for Project Cars 4 now at this point, I think, and for ACC to get better in their server, because currently right now you have to buy a server to get on. Project Cars 2 is still free. It's just there's some issues because they've kind of lost support of the server with Project Cars 3 coming out, but that game tanked. So anyway, so ACC, we're trying to get more stuff with Xbox, but we're kind of just waiting for everything to catch up. The focus on ACC has always been on the PC, so now they're getting into the console a little bit, and we're just kind of waiting for that to develop. But anywho, sorry to go on a tangent there, but Black Ghost has been enjoying a lot of ACC, been really successful, been doing really good, and like I said, his driving skill over the last probably 3 months has improved like 100-fold. It's amazing to watch, and I love supporting our drivers and watching them grow, in their racecraft and in their adaptation, because that's kind of the focus and the reason why I personally love this series, the IMSC. We did it 2 iterations before in Forza. It's on the channel if you guys want to check it out. Go look at IMSC for Forza Motorsport 7. But same thing, we challenge these drivers to get into 2 different manufacturers, or 2 different types of cars within the span of an hour, and it's awesome to see these guys adapt. So anyway, there's Black Ghost. Now Bandit here he's an AX4X driver, Allied Racing. So you guys will know them. The very, very famous race team actually runs a lot of events in Tora, which I've run with one of the guys, AX4 Nelly. Big shout out to you, buddy. Ooh, there's a spin right in front there, and actually Bandit's going to gain a place right here. Who was that? It's Dietelman having trouble in the AMG. But now Bandit is up to what is it, 5th place here. But anyway, the AX4X guys, I believe they primarily run out of the UK. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bandit, or any other AX4 member if you guys do see this. But one of the guys, AX4 Nelly, I raced with in a bunch of league racing with Team DMR at the time, and IFCA in Forza Motorsport 4, which is what, circa 2014, something like that, 13. So I've known that dude a long time. Really good guy, really strong racer, really clean, and Bandit's no exception to that. Yeah, I think he does a little bit of Forza as well. So my knowledge is a little bit limited on him. But he came in, guns blazing in this game, and this is his first round with us, and I expect great things from him. Obviously, he's a clean driver. He's a good guy to talk to on chat, very respectful, and like I said, came in here guns blazing and set a really good time. I think he started in 3rd or 4th, if I remember correctly, in this race. And through an unfortunate spin, he finds himself in the rear, so now he's just playing catch up. And he's got a big gap right now, so he's looking at 4th place next with his Yankees fan. We'll go on board with him. So again, ORC Yankees fan and ORC admin member, founder, the co-founder of the online racing collective as well. And Yankees fan, I personally met again back in back in Forza Motorsport 4 in an online random lobby race and everything like that. And at that time, just looking for drivers that were clean, consistent. Not necessarily, they don't have necessarily be the fastest drivers. I mentioned this before. ORC, we really don't care about that. What we look for is the attitude of the driver. We look at the pace. We look at not the pace. We look at the cleanness. We look at the consistency. We look at a couple different things. So when I met Yankees fan, I just came across him. We had a couple good lobby races, just in a public lobby. And we were racing each other hard, and we were doing over-unders, we were swapping positions, and all the time, he was super respectful, gave me tons of room, and I gave him the same. So we became friends on Forza Motorsport 4, and then that just developed into a conversation, again, let's see, back in mid of 2019 now, where we just decided we wanted to create our own thing, so ORC Yankees fan, really good driver, really, really fun to race because 100% exactly what's going on with him. Very clean, very patient, probably the most patient driver on the grid or driver I've ever come across. He will just wait and bide his time and it makes very few mistakes. Unfortunately, he did see one of those mistakes here, again, just adapting back to the GT3 from the touring car, and had one mistake, and now he finds himself out in the middle of no man's land here, trying to hunt down a podium here for round 1. Let's go on board with Rooster here. So Rooster here, we just met last year, has been integral in our growth here over here at Project Cars 2. We met him in a public kind of test lobby that I set up. I think it was at Red Bull Ring, if I remember correctly, Rooster. But really good guy. Again, he had all the hallmarks of the stuff we're looking for. He was clean. He was very respectful of other drivers. He didn't overtake offline. He didn't do or off track. He didn't do a lot of stuff. He didn't cut corners. He didn't punt anybody. He didn't do any of that stuff. So we invited him along, and it's been a happy relationship ever since. He's now joined with us, and I think almost every event that we've held now since knowing him, since meeting him. I actually think he's gone in everything. Oh, as we just see, just a spin there. Sorry, Rooster. I didn't mean to jinx you there, buddy. Luckily, it was a half spin. Again, didn't lose very much time. You can still see the driver in front, which is 2nd place, Urban 104. So anyway, congrats to Rooster. It's good to see his growth as well. I believe he does have some real world driving experience. How much time we got left? We got 12 minutes left in the race, and we're on lap 13 right now. He's got some real world driving experience, and we're gonna do some driver profiles, bios on these guys. Send them some information, get a video, so you guys can meet these guys properly and hear through their own words some of their exploits and experiences outside of the game here. But happy to have Rooster as always. Same thing here, Irving 104. We did meet him in the same public lobby, I believe, if not one right after at Red Bull Ring last year. And same thing too, really fast driver. I can tell you he's actually on controller, and watching him and watching his movements, watching his inputs, he's a really smooth driver. So really excited to see him progress through our ranks too. If I remember correctly, fairly young, still in high school, I believe. Irving, you'll have to correct me again. I'm trying to remember everybody's kind of, little bios right off. I didn't write anything down for you guys, so sorry. We'll get a proper bio interview with you guys for everybody who's interested, and get kind of their real world experiences, as well as where they live, and their daily drivers. All the interesting facts that you'd like to know about even race car drivers, sim drivers. That's what we're looking at now. You can see Irving had a spin earlier, and now he's coming back from that, head down, trying to chase down the leader, which as of right now is 20 seconds ahead. But you can see he's gained a little bit of attention from Rooster behind, who had the same issue, just a half spin just a second ago, and it's 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds off of him here. So that's his chore now, is to get his head down, trying to make any more mistakes and not let Rooster pass him and keep this second place. So you can see now the drivers are now getting a little more comfortable in the car. You can hear the inputs when they're getting on gas, brakes, smoother, everything like that. So now we're into the twilights of this race. 10 minutes left in the race. So it looks like we're probably going to have 18 laps, 19 laps, something like that. Yeah, thanks. Good. As we watch Irving make a mistake there in the chicane. Let's see if that invites Rooster along a little more. Rooster's 3 seconds. He closed up half a second. We'll see this hairpin. Let's go on board with Rooster here and see where he's at. You can see the dot going across the map there. So this is enticing now for Rooster, obviously, who just saw that mistake, saw a little chink in the armor here, and now he can really see him. So now this can go one or two ways. Obviously, this can really entice Rooster to get on the loud pedal a little bit sooner. Either make another mistake, or it's really going to give him that rabbit to chase, which a lot of drivers love to do. A lot of drivers love to be looking forward, obviously, focusing the front. He has nothing to worry about from behind, so all of his attention is going to be focused forward here, and catching the back of that black and minty green. Reminds me of the paint schemes that Jimmy Broadbent actually would run. It's and call it Minty Boy. If you guys haven't checked out that channel, definitely. I'm sure you have. If you found me somehow, you've definitely heard of Jamie Broadbent, one of the commenters for Gran Turismo Sport, and Sim Racer. Obviously, one of the first guys I found personally, and really entertaining to watch. Really funny. Has a lot of humor injected in all his stuff. But anyway, he's chasing down the Minty Boy that Jimmy would be driving in this AMG right here. And that's Irving 104 right in front of him. Now Irving just had a problem in the last chicane, so let's see. Looks like he's clean through there. And driver's very aware of that chicane. Oh, looks like we have a second person. I have two people in the pits right now. Is that Diedelman in the pits? Let's see. Yeah, Diedelman's in the garage. So Diedelman hung it up. So I think he's had enough of this car. That's okay. He was doing fairly well, and maybe had another incident that I didn't see. I'm not sure. But now Bandit, Bandit's up in 6th. Let's see where he's at. Oh, he's chasing down the back of Black Ghost right now, putting some pressure on. So let's see if Black Ghost can hang on to this. Bandit out of the chicane. Remember, that's where Bandit lost it earlier. With his one spin he had that we saw so far. So on the brakes hard into the second to last hairpin here. Open up the wheel on the power. Good. You can still see Black Ghost right in front. I'm a little twitchy on exit though. Looks like maybe having trouble getting on power. He's weaving back and forth quite a bit. I do believe Bandit is on controller, I think, and maybe that's part of the... Oh, he's coming in the pits. Oh, he's got some damage. Okay, we missed that. He's got some severe damage that he feels like he has to come in the pits. And he slides sideways, drifts it into that, and slides forward. Oh, he overshot the pit. There he goes. Okay, so now he's probably going to lose a position, I would think. Oh no, Diedeman's parked up, so he has no... He's not going to go below 6th. So yeah, It looks like that car was difficult to drive, so maybe, you know, not going to make it any time. Oh, actually, I think that was the leader going by. Myself, Orgy Speedy Jet, putting a lap on Bandit there. So Bandit, his debut race with ORC, having a tough time with the GT3. So hopefully we'll see. I know he's a fast driver. I know he's clean. Again, all those things. So I think we're going to see some really good stuff from him today, in the future, actually. So let's ride a lap on board with me as I slide this car around this track, trying to put a lot of slip angle into this car as you get into the corners. You can actually use that, get the car turned in, use a lot of slip angle, and then power it out. Makes it fast in this car, but we'll drive on board the last little bit of this with myself. You hear the car hook up. You can see me unwinding the steering wheel. So I'm on a wheel, if you guys don't recall. I am on the Logitech G920. I inverted the pedals to GT3 style, took them out of the base, and made my own custom little mount. And then I also modified the brake pedal, which I need to do a video for. I keep saying that, but I've got to break down and do it. So I'll get a video for you guys. And I modified the brake pedal because there was a stiff rubber piece. If you guys, the Logitech owners, know, there's this huge brake. They're trying to mimic a load cell, but it just didn't work. So I've got a little brake mod that I made, which I'll share with you guys and tell you guys how to do it. And then I've also given it to a lot of our community members too. And it's been a godsend for some of these guys here. So let's get on board. Let's see on map. Let's go back to Yankees fans somewhere in the middle here. He's still in no man's land. Rooster can see 104, Irving 104 ahead, but there's quite a bit of distance there. And Irving can see no one either. So we got 24 seconds to the leader, then 30 seconds, 45, a minute 30, and 4:23 with Titoman, who's parked it up in the garage. And then Corporal Cole, or Colgis Cole, actually left the race a while ago and quit out. So that was our 8 drivers we had for this series. We're missing a couple guys due to just some people not being able to make it, but we'll see what round 2 brings. So just to fast forward, we're looking at round 2, the BMWs. We're looking at the BMW 320 touring car TC, and then for race 2 we're looking at the BMW M6 GT3, and we're going to be actually at Indy Road Course. So it's the Indy Road Course with the lots of twists and turns and stuff like that, not the NASCAR circuit. So look forward to that. That's coming up next week on February 28th at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 1 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to have our practice, we're going to have a quali, and 2 30-minute races in each of those cars. So again, the thing is, we have the touring car race, 30 minutes, and then we've got a 5-minute Super Pole qualifying when we jump in the GT3. So guys are going to have to adapt quickly to the M6 GT3. We're on the same road course, the Indy Road Course, obviously in Indianapolis, Indiana, famous, called the Brickyard. But we're going to be racing only on a tiny part of the oval, bank corners. I think one corner is banked, and then we dive into the infield with a right turn into turn 1. And then it's a fun road course. It seems to be a very low grip surface, so we'll see how the drivers handle that. But again, so if you guys are finding this video and you're seeing some of the action, you're seeing some of the drivers, and you want to join, definitely feel free to check out our website. It's Online Racing Collect. It's collec.wixsite.com, and either /home or /Project Cars 2 or /Forza Motorsport 7, whichever game you're interested in, you can definitely find us. And if you want to engage with us in community, we have our Discord invite there on the website. It's always open, so please feel free to drop by, come check out some of the action. We will be diving into more PC stuff in the future. Right now we're still focused on our roots, which was Forza Motorsport 7, which we run races and league nights every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then this is our Project Cars 2 slot, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll keep everything in Eastern. I'm on Pacific. I'm in California, so I tend to try to give my own time. But the majority of our league racing are from the East Coast, which is kind of interesting. We do have a bunch of worldwide drivers that do join us. We've got guys from Greece, South Africa, UK, Canada, Australia, and of course the United States. So this is definitely an international flavor of drivers we have here at ORC. So if you like this, want to come join, get out of those public lobbies where people can ram you off and at their own kind of pleasure totally interrupt your fun. Get out of that. Come over here to some league racing, and have some fun with some of the drivers over here. Ooh, on board with Irving as he gets a little twitch and wiggle down there. Saves it quite nicely. So sorry I've been rambling. The action's been kind of spread out, so not too much going on here. So been kind of chatting this whole time about other things, definitely about the drivers, but let's finish here. We should be coming up here. We got 1:38 left to go in the race, so let's go on board with myself. ORC Speedy Jab coming around the last hairpin here, and this might be the checkered flag. Let's see. So if we get an accident at the end of this, it's a checkered flag. Yep, that's it right there. That's the win for ORC Speedy Jab. Then we've got Irving 104. We'll stay on board with him as he comes around. We've got a driver in front of him there. I think that's Bandit. Right in front of him, AX4X Bandit. So let's watch Irving as he comes across the line here in the last chicane. Nice and tight on that. Opens up the exit and powers out of there for the last time. And he comes across the line here in second place. Good job, Irving. And then we've got Rooster there coming across the line right behind him, flashing his lights. Let's get on board with Yankees fan as he comes to the last two. So a good race from Yankees fan to claw some of that time back after spinning, I think 2 times Yankee, but you'll probably not want me to remind you. So comes across, nice, under the Donington Park sign, and that's the last time he'll do that. And we've got ORC Black Ghost coming around again, the last 2 corners here, last 2 hairpins in the Hot Wheels bright blue livery, which I like. I like this livery. Line it up underneath the sign for the very last time again. We've got our drivers parked up in front up there, and then we've got Bandit here. Perfect. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us in this last video. I do appreciate the support. If you can and you feel like it, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. Ring the bell icon so that you can actually get notified of any videos I upload. Thanks again for joining us. Look forward to the BMWs and the rest of the IMSC. Thanks. Have a good day.